Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a tarot reading for Enhypen member Seung. I believe he's the leader, I think. Um, and before I start, I want to do a clarification about the future individual readings for Enhypen members, especially because I've noticed, because I wanted to continue with one of the members that was requested, and while I was looking at his spirit chart, I realized that he is still a minor, that he and a lot of other members, they still are not 18. And I do not use the tarot with minors, so this is why I'm going to do his song, but I'm not going to do the others until they reach uh, the, the age, the legal age. So let's go with his song. Something really interesting happened to me with his song. I didn't follow Island much. It was not my cup of tea, because I get really stressed in these kind of competitions, because I get really attached to the contestant or to the participants, and then I get really heartbroken when they are eliminated. So but I think that there's something about Hisang's body language and also the way he carries himself that I think that definitely he was way more experienced than the others, and I think he had a lot of attributes that other people probably of his age didn't have. So I believe that there was someone that was a trainee already but never got the chance to debut yet. So maybe he was probably one of these people. And there was something about his posture and his seriousness, especially in trying to bring the group closer and trying to cheer the other boys. He was really present, and he was really like trying to keep some kind of balance, which is very Libra-like. But I was like, at first I thought he was a Capricorn. He gave me Capricorn vibes, and I went to check out his placements, and I realized that he doesn't have actually Capricorn energy. So, but maybe it's because he is a Libra, and Libra is like Capricorn, they are cardinal signs, so they do have this kind of leader vibes. But there was something also very like about his seriousness, and also how, I don't know why, but he was so determined, that even when he smiled, everything seemed so calculated by him, that it was really amazing to see how young he is actually, and he looked really mature. So, and I think he has a moon in Virgo, which would suit him really well, in the sense that I don't see a lot of emotional traits in him. I see him actually as being really organized, and really like someone that is in control of his own, of what he wants to accomplish. And I think that for him being so young, I think that probably he had been working on himself, and he had started working in this industry a long time ago, or probably had been dreaming about having this opportunity for a long time, because I definitely saw a kind of maturity in him that I didn't see in the other contestants. And it's not because the others didn't want to belong to the butte. It's just that he seemed different, and even till this day, whenever I watch an envy or something that he is involved, there's like this very strong sense of responsibility. So so yes, he amazes me definitely. Let's see what the archetype cards he got. He got the archetype of the athlete, the servant, and the vampire. So very interesting. If we think about the athlete, obviously the athlete talks about being really graceful and being really like ambitious when it comes to using your body and your strengths and probably all this energy inside of you. It's not literally that you are an athlete. It just means that you can somehow you can like have this inner strength inside of you that helps you accomplish everything that you want to do. And obviously it can make you be a bit competitive. It's like everything in your life, it's about the competition. So probably the athlete archetype talks about this need for him to be number one, for him to be selected, for him to be praised, and for him to always try to be in the first place, or at least being like in the top five. I think that for him, a recognition of others is actually his fuel, is what keeps him going. He has a very competitive nature, and I think he's also very stubborn. I think that he doesn't give up easily, which also is a trait of being an athlete. You know that you have to put all the hard work, but at the same time you have to be consistent, because otherwise if you are not consistent, there's not athletes and people that are in competitions, they sometimes luck can be involved in a result, but most of the time it takes a lot of months of preparation, and it takes a strong will, and it takes a strong desire and determination to actually want to compete and want to participate and want to be number one, because you are not going to be the only one that desires to have the number one spot. So he definitely has like this inner desire, and probably his body and his presence, even though he can look, for example, I know he doesn't, but he could look, I don't know, fragile on the outside, or probably like looking like really like delicate, but actually he has like this inner strength inside of him, that he has a lot of force, he has a lot of stamina, and he has this kind of a strong motivation that comes from within, that it adds up to his abilities. And I think he's someone that works really well under pressure as well. So I think that it was a great idea for him to actually participate of Island, because actually I believe that competition, or being in an environment of feeling the pressure of the competition, actually made him stand out and show traits that he hasn't delivered before. And then with the servant, it means that definitely he loves to compete, and he loves to show off his what he's good at, but at the same time he has this probably is this Libra trait of him being a Libra, is that he always tries to please people in order to to like them, in order for people to like him or to accept him. Probably he is too polite, or he is too considerate to others, or probably he just is someone that cannot say no to people that ask him for favors or help. And this is where the servant archetype comes. It's like this, like you can be of service to others, but at the same time there's this there has to be boundaries, and I think that sometimes he can be a bit of a people's pleaser, or at least he can sometimes put up with a lot of situations where he feels uncomfortable, or where he feels like that people are disrespecting him, but actually he doesn't say anything, and he tries to act in a polite way, and sometimes this turns him into being a victim or a servant, because he doesn't know how to put people in their places, especially because he's really young, and he had been taught to be humble and to be polite and to be respectful. But I think that there had been moments where he felt like he was being taken advantage of, and where he felt like people didn't appreciate how respectful he was, or how considerate he was. So there's a bit of that. He definitely wants to help others. He wants to be of service of others. He cannot help it because it's part of his nature. But at the same time, there's a bit of regretting that decision, especially when he comes across of people that are rude. He definitely doesn't like people that are rude, or people that are just overbearing, that are always like stepping, on his boundaries. I think that he is no he's not naive in that sense. I think that he can sense when someone is trying to take advantage of him, and but at the same time he just wants to give a good impression. He wants to be a decent person. So sometimes he can hold back from saying what he really wants to say, or doing what he really wants to do, in order to leave a good impression. And I think that this causes him a lot of stress, and he can feel also a bit nervous and a bit uncomfortable inside, because here with the vampire archetype, definitely the vampire archetype talks about this kind of secret frustration that you don't show to others, but it's like it's this inner frustration, and sometimes it's like this kind of strong, like, resentment, or it's a strong emotion that takes over him. And sometimes he can react a bit like too harsh. It's like sometimes he cannot fake things. Sometimes he wants to stay calm and stay balanced, but there are moments where people just he's just someone that he knows what he likes and he knows what he doesn't like. So whenever he feels triggered by something, especially he doesn't like people that are disrespectful or people that are rude. For him, manners and respect and being kind to one another, and having manners is really important, because this is how he was raised. So he gets in this vampire kind of mode and archetype whenever he feels threatened, whenever he feels like someone is trying to take advantage of him, or is trying to actually create chaos, or actually is trying to interrupt in his life in a negative way. And he becomes negative himself in order to fight that influence. He can have this kind of vampire. I think that if he gets upset, he can shift his personality. For example, he is someone that he can go from being all nice and smiley and really a pleasant person to just turn and being a different person, and being really intense and really like he can be rude if he wants to, but I don't think that he would be rude. Rude is not the word, but he would be like it's like he would do something like really impressive for you, or he would act in a way where you would know that that he's someone that you cannot, that he is not, he's not someone that you want to have as your enemy, because I think that he is very good at eliminating energies or people from his life that he feels that somehow are taking him away from his happiness. I think he has this very bright side to himself. He has this very like optimistic kind of, and he always is very nice, and he's always trying to be respectful and understanding of other people's intentions. But when he sees that you are just being rude because you want to be rude, he will be even more rude to just to show you that he is no fool. You know, he has this, especially I think that now that he's younger, probably, and him being an idol, probably he's been taught and he's been coached to actually learn how to dissimulate, or learn to put like a fake smile and trying to smile through the whole awkwardness. But I think that when it comes to real encounters and probably like real life situations, and also him being more mature as time passes by, he will become more open about showing that side. It's like you will be able to see it, how his personality shift once he feels that you are being rude and that you are disrespecting him, or that you are disrespecting someone or something that he cares about. Because let's not forget that he's a Libra and he values justice and he values balance. But at the same time, there's something about his nature that he doesn't like confrontation. But if you provoke him, you will find him. It's like you will meet his dark side. Let's go with the tarot cards that he got. He got the Ace of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, Justice, Prince of Swords, the Magician, Four of Wands, Two of Swords, Three of Wands, the Hangman, and Queen of Cups. So, starting, actually, he feels really grounded right now where he is with the group. I feel like he had been feeling really blessed. I think he had been seen, and they had been working a lot on themselves as well. They had been really busy. These kids had been really busy because I see a lot of material gain, but also I see a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of results. So here there's no like time for like vacation or daydreaming or just be lazy. No, here they had been working a lot on themselves, and they had been feeling really blessed actually. But also there's something about stability that they definitely have it. But sometimes he does feel a bit stuck. I think that I saw this also. I think I saw this with TXT also. This feeling of confinement, of being in this crystal cage, kind of, like, yes, you have the security, you have the resources, you have the publicity, you worked, you performed, you showed up. But at the same time, I think he wants more freedom, in the sense that there's something about being indoors or being like in the same routine over and over and stuck in the same place that is a bit claustrophobic for him, even though he knows that this process is important for their job, for their journey, and they are really grateful that they do have, and they do count with a lot of support. I think that there are moments where he feels a bit suffocated. I don't know what is it. I think that there's something about hype that it's luxurious and it's really prominent and it's really fancy and it's like Disneyland, you know, you have everything. But at the same time, I think that there's this sense of stagnation, you know, like, oh yes, like, yes, we are supposed to do this and this and this. So definitely he sometimes feels a bit like he would want to be able to go out more or to do other things. But at the same time, he's also very grateful because starting off with the Ace of Pentacles, it's just that a hit after hit and success after success. Then we have the Justice and the Prince of Swords. So definitely he's thinking about a kind of justice, like justice being made. So, and here with the Prince of Swords, probably this has to do with someone's comment or with, it's like he feels this need to make justice happen, either for himself or for the group. I think I see him like in this very defiant and in this very like warrior kind of energy, you know, especially when it has to do with words and it has to do with the internet, because you know that swords represent communication. I see him like being a bit sharp when it comes to how he's communicating. I see him that he's waiting for some kind of justice to happen. And he's now, or at least in the next 6 months, I think he wants to be able to express himself more. I don't know if this is about writing lyrics or getting more involved in the creative process, but he has this need that he feels like him has as a leader he has to speak up more, or that he has to make that his ideas are being heard. So there's something, and there's also something about being a bit combative, about being a bit like trying to defend yourself or defend the things you do. So he's definitely like, it's like he feels successful, but he feels like he needs to protect that sense of success, because it feels like if he doesn't protect or if he doesn't defend, there's someone that is going to come to judge them. I don't know why. And then with the Magician, the Four of Wands, and the Two of Swords, definitely he has a lot of power. He has a lot of power. He has a lot of he's someone that he has a very interesting character, actually. I see him like him having a lot of faces. He has like a lot of facets to himself. He has a lot of talents. He is very well educated. And also at the same time, there's something about him that he's really good with words. This is very Libra also. He's like the perfect diplomat. And I think that there are going to be a lot of more opportunities for the group. And I don't know why, but it's like I see them celebrating something. Probably now that they are entering, that they are in summer, probably they will be able to go out more. And I think that this is what he's needing. I think he needs to go out and he needs to feel like he can get out of this box. He wants to do something different. He wants to connect with creativity more. He wants to be able to do things that actually make him feel passionate. And also he also deals with uncertainty. I think that he is very confused with the feeling of being successful. I think that also this has to do with the fact that they are very young and that they had been achieving a lot in a very short period of time. So probably there are moments where he feels that he's not worth it, or that they shouldn't relax, or that they just shouldn't rely on the results and be like, oh yes, we got this, we are successful, we made it. I feel like there's a part of him that he feels unworthy, that he feels that they need to work more. There's a lot of duality in him. He is very he doubts himself a lot. Sometimes he feels pressured because everyone is looking at him, because he's like the face of the group, and he's like the representative of the group, and he has a lot of responsibility. So sometimes, even though there are going to be a lot of opportunities for him to enjoy himself and to enjoy with others, there are moments where he feels a bit not worthy of everything that is happening. He feels a bit scared. He feels a bit stuck. He doubts himself a lot, and sometimes he doubts why they are so successful, and he thinks that everything is happening really fast, and he's very confused. And sometimes he is very indecisive, and he wonders if this indecisive side of him actually can affect his performance as the leader. But he doesn't show these worries with the others. I think that this is very internal. This is something that it's about himself, that he does show this kind of persona where you see him really confident, and you see him like really in control, and you see him like, but there are moments where he doesn't feel in control. There are moments where he is not able to enjoy himself because he worries so much. He worries a lot. He has a lot of worries about the future. He has a lot of worried about all these people looking at him, and he worries so much. He has a lot of thoughts in his mind, so he definitely worries sometimes. And then we have the Free of Wands and the Hangman. So yes, the Free of Wands, it's also a card that it's about new projects. It's about being able to release one project out of other project, out of other project. It's like the branches of a tree, you know. It's like creativity on the move. It's like possibilities being born, opportunities being offered. You know, I think that he will feel inspired, and probably there's going to be someone that is going to be like, okay, and this is your turn. Maybe you should, I don't know, start writing your own lyrics, or maybe you should start learning about this, and you should get involved more in this. And he at first will feel like and that he's not ready to take the role yet, because he feels really insecure. There are moments where he doesn't show it, but there are moments where he feels sometimes he feels powerless. It's like because he wants to do things right, he doesn't want to disappoint anyone. So I think that this represents for him to be really harsh on himself. I see him like constantly thinking about everything that he hasn't done, or everything that he had done accordingly to his opinion, to what he had done wrong, or he's always like nitpicking on these things. He's very critical in this sense. So he definitely needs to work on that. He needs to work also in his system of belief. And I think that there's also a female, there's someone that is coming into their lives. I see her like a person that is going to be in power, probably like a new manager or something like that. That she's very influential, and at the same time, she's very emotional because she's a Queen of Cups, and cups represent emotions. So I think that she's going to be like this kind of mother figure to him, and at the same time, she's going to guide him through these moments of uncertainty. Because she's going to be wise enough and intuitive enough to see that he is doubting himself, or that probably he will be it's like his whole body language, or probably the way he presents himself, he's going to look really like fragile, or really like he's not he's not okay. So I think that he's someone that he's really sensitive to criticism, even though he can be critical with or critic with himself. There's something about the other people's opinion of him that he really hurt him. Like, so I think that this female right here is going to be noticing this, and she's going to take an extra care with him. She's going to approach him and actually teach him new tools to overcome these insecurities, and also the fact that sometimes he cannot let go of overthinking, or he cannot let go of some things that he cannot change, being like, oh, I should have done this, I should have said this. There's like a very nervous kind of feeling inside of him that he definitely needs to find a way to be more expressive about this, so this doesn't affect him or gets worse as time goes by. So this is all I have for Seung. I hope that you enjoyed it, guys, and if you do, please um, give it a like and share it with other people from the fandom that would like to hear about this interpretation. And as always, I always read your recommendations on the comment section. So if you want to leave it, of course I will take into consideration those that I feel more drawn to do. So I will see you guys in the next video.